Right here. I thought she would like this place. Lots of sunlight.
Yeah. Yeah, she would. She
I made
would.
I made sure that she got her proper rights and everything.
So, how many Hail Marys does it cost for a child's life?
There are no there is no price to be paid, unfortunately. But if you find any comfort in it, some of those who were there but did not perform the deed felt so guilty that they made sure that she received a proper burial in the wee small hours of the night without anyone knowing.
That's no comfort. Could have stopped it if they didn't participate.
I don't think there was any stopping it, darling, unfortunately. When somebody like that man is hell bent, it'll take heaven and hell to stop them. But they made a mistake, and there are other forces at work that will bring him to justice. But those same forces that will bring them to justice also have evidence on all the gypsies as well, and will take down the gypsies as well.
The gypsies have done nothing, at least to my knowledge.
They've got evidence, unfortunately. All the marshals are getting ready. And unfortunately, there is going to be a war between three factions. I'm afraid of it, unfortunately. And I have a feeling before the end of it, I'll be burying more than just her. I wish it wouldn't come to that, but it will be the case. Neither side, well, the gypsies know the Italians will pull the trigger. It won't be them starting it, but someone's going to finish it, unfortunately. But I wish it didn't have to start with her.
It's not right.
No, no, it's not. I'm going to have a stonemason come out here and etch her name on the stone.
Okay. I was gonna bring her back.
I
This
think for
is
the
more
time
like her.
being,
This
yeah,
is.
I thought for the time being, not having her there would be a good thing. I don't want her body disgraced any more than what it was. And I'm sure you don't either.
What did they do to her? Please.
They shot her. But she was buried properly. I made sure of it.
Thank you for that.
I didn't want to leave her laying there. So I was not there. I was only told after the fact. I want you to know that I am only associated with them, but I am not part of them in any way, shape, or form. True, my heritage might be Italian, but my faith and my resolve are with the morals and commandments of God. And my greatest one is thou shalt not kill, especially a child. That's why I try to protect all the orphans I can, especially Tyler and Foggy and a few of the others. Because if they had it their way, they would all be dead.
Why?
I don't know what it is. I do not know. But he was saying that she held him up somehow. I don't know if I believe it or not, but she held some of the bigger people up. That's what they claimed, at least. I don't know if I believe it or not.
18-year-old girl held up members of a powerful group.
Hmm. But their downfall is coming.
So,
There are there are witnesses, and they have testimonies. So their reign will come to an end, I believe, in the new year. But in the meantime, I have a feeling the tensions in Saint Denis will be enough to cut with a knife. So, my darling, if you would want to escape the situation in Saint Denis, I suggest you do so, because otherwise there will be something. There will be a reckoning from both sides. I know there will be. I don't know. I don't know the Italians' plans. I don't know the Gypsies' plans, but I know the law's plans, and they're assembling an army.
thank you for that information, at least.
Do you think you can talk to Fat Tony about making sure that the church and the doctor's office remain wholly a neutral territory for me?
I don't think you understand, Father. I'm no gypsy.
You
Anything
still
I
haven't in with
say,
them.
I'm gonna kill this dog and I feel so bad.
No, no, you're right, actually. They really should treat their women better.
Oh,
The gypsies.
they do.
That's
I'm
good.
just not one.
Hmm. I always thought you were. Good friends with them, then, I take it.
Dog and I are together, yes, but
Uh,
that doesn't make me any more of a gypsy than
hmm.
you.
I guess I'll have to talk to Fat Tony then. But I wanted you to come and see her so that you would know where she would be buried. Because a mother deserves to know where her daughter is at all times. You've been an adoptive mother.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry, Faith. I wish this didn't happen.
Me too. Dog and I actually camped somewhere close to here last night, and Nora told me she was somewhere near the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
We were just looking too close, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, the lantern is kind of a marker, but now that you know, I'm glad. I'm glad that she also told you as well. A good affair, few amount of them that were there, but there weren't enough to stop them, though. There were a lot of them, unfortunately. Not enough to stop them, though, but there were three that helped us bury her. And those three have more of a soul than the rest of them combined. I personally think there are so many ways to protect her and so many other ways not to harm her in any way. But I tried my best, but my best was not enough.
Thank you for bringing me to her.
Always, darling. If there's anything else I can do for you, darling, you let me know, please. But she's at peace. I said the prayers for her and everything else. So I'm sure she is where she needs to be. She has her dolly, and I do believe Honora has her horse for you, I believe.
I have him already. That's who I rode on.
Good. Oh, good, good, good. But I made sure she had her dolly with her too. So she's in there with her. There can be no forgiveness for this sin, unfortunately. But for those who truly seek redemption, they may be saved at the end. But I highly doubt it. But the higher ups will never fully repent of it. They may say they will, but they never will. But somebody like me, unfortunately, has to put on a face and deal with the side effects and consequences of having friends in many places. Unfortunately, if you can even call them friends at this point, but I will always look out for the orphans and the weak people that they seek to trample.
Told her weeks ago to get away from them.
I know, so did I. That's why I don't let Tyler go anywhere near them a lot of times. I warn them and I warn them and I warn them. So, thankfully, they've taken my advice only because I beat the shit out of them, but yeah. But she will not die in vain. She has not died in vain. She will be avenged. Don't you worry. But it's best to let those who can avenge her let them do it. I know the old saying of hell hath no fury than a woman scorned, but the same saying goes, hell hath no fury than a mother when she loses a child.
Yeah.
All right, Faith. Well, I'll leave you to it, darling. I'm gonna go back to Sanity. I think you can find your way back.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be in Sanity. You take care.
Mm. I'm so sorry. He's right about one thing, though. Retribution will happen. I'll make sure Bog makes it up here. I'll make sure of it. I love you, Eli. I wish I could have given you what you deserved. And the family you deserved. The home. I love you, sweetheart. And I will see you soon. No. Alright, Fancy. We have to protect the rest of our family. know I'm right in the yard, but we're almost there, okay? Almost there. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Shh. It's alright. It's okay. You're doing good. You're doing alright. Shh, 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 shh. You're alright. You're okay. Come on, come on, come on.
Just hold that locker up and it will light the
We'll go
way.
back. I sorted all the sandwiches, by the way, Faith. Don't worry about that.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I have. Thank you.
Yeah. Is everything okay?
When you both have a moment, I need to speak with you.
Yeah, yeah. You can have a shot, would you not? Don't worry.
Yeah, sure.
If you're taking your leave, fella, you have a good one.
Lock the door.
Uh,
I'll get it.
what is the
What am I
story?
doing?
So the priest showed me where Eli was buried, which is whatever. However, he
Who
also
was
told me
buried?
my daughter, Eli. The Italians murdered her. Anyway, I did more interesting news that would be more of interest to you. He informed me that there were 3 people there that apparently went to the marshals about the situation with evidence. But they also had evidence on other groups. Apparently, the marshals are assembling an army to raid the Italians, the pirates, and the gypsies.
Who's this person that went with evidence?
I don't know. He didn't give me a name. He said that there were 3 people that turned on DeLuca after he murdered Eli and left her body there to rot. He didn't say who, but he suspects that it's going to get very ugly very soon.
Right.
Right, I feel like I'm missing a big fucking chunk of whatever the fuck we're talking about here.
Well, you see, Eli, from my understanding, was murdered because she witnessed a fella get murdered by the Italians, from my understanding.
Correct.
Um, that is what I know. I don't know how the fuck she was found or recovered or whatever, and how she was murdered by the Italians, but
From my understanding, actually, I know for a fact because I went to Libertalia to see her when Eddie, you were here when the pirates came.
yeah.
That was their message to me where she was. I went there that night later on, and I had some time with her, spent some time with her. They assured me she was safe. But it sounds more like they handed her over to the Italians when the Italians showed up.
Right. This whole thing about the law, though, and people turning or whatever. Totally, if you want my honest opinion, obviously, I mean, we should still be wary no matter what, but I don't think it directly affects us. I feel as if we would have already been brought to court by Shice Brooks and his lot, which you know, I've confirmed it's not happening. You know what I mean? From my understanding, any investigations on us, based on what I'm led to believe, have been dropped. Just so you know, lad.
Regarding all this,
Regarding things in general, regarding our businesses in Saint Denis, just us. You know.
I mean, whoever's fucking snitched, what could they know about us?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think any
I mean, that's beside the
Italians.
fucking point, though, innit? Which 3 people have tried to fucking snitch on us?
I don't know.
Oh, I
Where,
mean,
where,
did they snitch on us though? Did they snitch on us or did they snitch on the Italians? Because
I
that is very
know it
different.
sounds like they snitched on the Italians, but somehow the gypsies are being brought into it as well. And I don't understand the connection either, and I tried to get clarification from the priest, and he just told me what he knows, which could be heresy.
But
Hearsay.
I
the
also
priest told you all this?
The priest told me all this as I was standing over the spot where he buried my body with the 3 other people that didn't agree with what happened to her.
Right, so
He asked me also to request that should there be a war, that the church be considered neutral ground. I told him I had no right to even speak about it, but I thought I'd at least give you a heads up because it sounds like he wants to come to you himself. Then
well, okay, let me get this clear. Eli witnessed the Italians murder someone.
correct.
She ran to the pirates. The Italians went to the pirates handed her over and murdered her.
There's a few missing pieces in there. For instance, the first time they caught up with her, they tried to poison her. She escaped. Evie, Mickey, and a couple of the others helped her hide. Then from there, from what Eli told me on the island, they had caught up to her again, and at that point, she had made her way to Libertalia with help from somebody. And then at Libertalia, somehow, she got passed back to the Italians.
do we know who they murdered? Did they kill? They killed what? Did they kill 3 more people?
Someone by the name of Dennis. I don't know. Eli had it in her journal. I gave it back to her because I thought she was going to come home.
Right. The Italian, the people that disagreed with the Italians, you said 3 people. Were they murdered? 3 people were murdered.
No,
Is that what you said?
no. As far as I know, they're alive and well.
Oh, okay. Right. Um. Okay, it's good to know.
Right, with all due respect, when did like Eli become your daughter? The last I know,
Legally,
she was aiming guns at Lewis, and Lewis had to fucking knock her out.
I'd never heard anything about that.
I mean, obviously, we'll fight those in regards to who she is associated with. That's her thing. She's just an employee here, but obviously, you've done things for us, which I appreciate. Um,
Oh yeah, but
like I said,
who got involved? Who helped her hide? Evie, Mickey, and who?
I don't know who else, but I know for a fact Evie and Mickey were helped her
right.
escape.
So I know what happened there, lad. I know what happened there, lad. So basically, right, in the moment when it happened, she came here, right, because Faith works here, and they were here, and they temporarily helped her. But then, right, I'm fairly certain Jordan stepped in and said, "Listen, right, she's not a gypsy. We don't know a lot of that." And that is why, obviously, she went elsewhere. So it was in the spur of the moment, I think, and then they parted ways with her almost immediately.
Right now, and the priest now wants to know whether we're going to war.
The priest is assuming there's going to be war. In fact, his exact words are, "There will be war."
Well, who will be waging war on who? This priest is a little fucking softy, like.
He's, sounds like he's in deep with the Italians.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure of that. That's a fucking
Mm-hmm.
given. But like, who will
Yeah.
be going to war with who? That's the question because
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that he thinks it's factions, or he is fairly certain that the marshals are coming for everybody.
Right. So I don't think a gang war will be had unless any sort of group speaks beforehand. I don't think it will turn that way unless there will be any sort of element of surprise attack. That's just my opinion. But maybe law will get involved. Maybe law will question us all. That is very possible. I don't think there's going to be a gang war over it, though. I'll be brutally honest with you.
I'm only relaying what he told me.
Uh,
I don't know the ins and outs of
I
your
know this
business. You
beast,
know
by the way,
this.
Tony. He's a fucking moron, absolute. He's backwards. He's a backwards individual.
I
He
mean,
owns ceremonies and whatnot, but he is actually backwards. The fella is slow.
he believes in fairy tales. It doesn't surprise me.
Uh,
Yeah.
but the one thing that I can definitely see happen is that Law would maybe question us about it, and obviously Law monitor us already, so it's very possible. But I don't think there would be an outright gang war. And I'll be honest with you, obviously I'm gonna be brutally honest and be as respectful I can be when I say this. We wouldn't go to war over
No, I
Eli
know.
or her
I know.
dying, and I think you know that already. I'm not saying that to tell you how it is because I'm sure you know that already. I'm just
I do.
making
Morgan and
it
I have
clear.
had the conversation, as have Jackie and I. That was never a thought. I was just
Bog,
relaying what the priest had told me up on that fucking rock.
is Bog saying Eli was his daughter?
Yes.
Are you and Bog married?
No.
I was just asking. I
Uh,
weren't sure if I missed something else. I mean,
the,
I didn't realise Bog was claiming her as his daughter either.
the, still fail to communicate that. I mean, it's probably because you know that we don't like that shit. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I was thinking of adopting Mr. Wong there.
Right.
You've got issues with that?
I'll do, yeah. Sorry, bad time. Listen, I appreciate you telling us genuinely. We appreciate you bringing forth any sort of information. It's very nice of you. It won't go unnoticed. Um, like I said, was there anything else of importance that he may or may not have said?
Not that I can recall right offhand, no.
Right.
If I
What we
can.
what we need to know at the very first fucking opportunity is if you heard anything about the Italians planning something.
Yeah.
I don't know. He never said anything about it, so
I mean, if he's so adamant there's going to be a war, then you could ask the question why. What has he heard from them?
I don't know.
And
He,
if he doesn't deliver an answer on that, then he's full of shit, you know.
yeah.
Because if you think there's going to be a war, you would know that he's in behind the wall. I'll be brutally honest. That is just how that works.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand completely. He urged me to get out of Saint Denis, so I mean, he's.
Yeah, probably because he doesn't like the fact that he parted ways from his little soup kitchen. I'll be honest. That's probably why. That's probably why he told you to do that brutally. Because he decided to turn the little soup kitchen thing that you ran into something religious, right? To fucking follow his beliefs. And you parted ways with him and you've opened up your own little thing within the market area. And now he's angry and a little bit disappointed and he's trying to scare you out of the city.
Fuck his church, fuck his God.
Yeah. That is the only way I see it, and that is me thinking from a position of, what the fuck is he to gain from it? And I'll be honest with you, right? Are you saying? Are you saying? Let me just get this right. Are you saying that he told you, right, word for word, that there will be a war between the gangs, or that the marshals will be coming down on us?
His exact words is there's a war coming between three powerful factions. And then he also included the marshals in that.
A war between three powerful factions. Okay, and the marshals are involved. Is that it?
Correct.
Right. Okay. Um. Okay, well, the way I view it, I don't think you have anything to worry about. If I'm being brutally honest, and when you do, we'll tell you. Um,
I know.
and when it comes to marshals, I mean, the law are always going to sleep around no matter what. That's just how that goes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. But whatever the fellow's saying can get him in a lot of trouble. So
I
because
wholly understand that.
if he's insinuating war between three factions and he's speaking about the pirates, also the Italians, and he's not speaking on their behalf or speaking any sort of truth, it can get him killed. So
And this priest knows who the people are who snitched.
They brought him to her body and then helped him bury her.
Right, so he knows them, though. He's got the names of the people who went to the
Yep.
marshals.
Yeah, he does. At least from my understanding.
And the priest still around.
Should be. I believe he's on duty as doctor.
Can't beat a good doctor priest. Now, when you say he's in bed with the Italians, is he an Italian or he's just close with them because they all
I think
believe in the
he's
same
Italian.
fucking fairy
I
tales?
think he's Italian. He's
He
Italian
says he
priest.
has Italian heritage. However, he's not an Italian, but he is affiliated with the Italians.
He's. I think he's one of those priests that claims to be very, very much so neutral and towards God and whatnot, but he does things on the side. It's very obvious by the way he speaks. You know
It
what I mean?
is.
But he commits violent fucking crimes, that was saying.
Not that, but
Now, you
brother
need
in
to
a
be
form.
careful here, right, when you say a Catholic priest does things on the side because
Right.
Oh gosh. Mhm.
Yeah, you're right, my bad. They're all freaks, you know what I mean?
Right, so what I'm asking is, if I was going to grab this fucking priest to have a fucking talk with a gun pointed at his head to get the names of the people who's potentially saying fucking shit about us, is it going to start a war?
They probably would.
More than likely. I will say too, yesterday, Honora came to me, hat in hand, giving her condolences and letting me know that Eli's horse is being transferred to my name, so it's possible she could be somehow related. She said that she had an idea that Eli was buried somewhere near a waterfall, which is close to where the priest told me where she was.
Right. Yeah. As much as I would love to do whatever you're saying right now, is to get all the answers and details. I mean, it's up to you if you really want to do it, mate. I'll do it with you. I think it's unfortunately due to his heritage and due to the fact that I hold that church so dear and close to their little hearts.
Fuck the church, fuck the God, fuck the priest, and fuck the Italians. What I want to know is people trying to snitch on us, and do the Italians know that people are snitching on us and not fucking telling us? Because if the priest knows who they are, I'm guessing the Italians know who they are.
Sounds to me like it would be the same group of people that snitched on the Italians, which didn't make sense to me, but that's what he told me.
I mean, he could have told us right then and there, but he spoke to Faith, you know what I mean? He walked up and I said, "You all right, fella?" And the fella, you know, straight up ignored me. So, unless he couldn't see me, which I mean, it shouldn't be an issue right now. But I think it's most of the case of he doesn't want to tell us directly. All right, anyway, I think we have to think about it though.
Just wanted to make you aware of what was said to me.
All right, well, we appreciate it.
Of course.
Obviously, my condolences as well. I didn't realise
Yeah,
you and Eli were
condolences.
so close.
I was actually waiting to talk to a realtor to get a house and then go through the process of legally adopting her. So,
Yeah, you should get yourself a caravan. Caravans are good.
yeah, it probably might be the better option, honestly. Quite possibly less expensive.
I mean, there's plenty of room in Bog's caravan. He's only a little fella.
He's a little fella. He double his size, you know, like.
It's true. It's true. Um, but I can certainly try to talk to the priest and find out what makes him believe that there's actually war coming. If you would like.
I mean, the
The issue
fella
with the
should
priest
really
is he's.
man up and speak to us, you know what I mean?
Like I said, when I told him I wasn't really in a position to ask favors of you on his behalf, he said he would come himself. So
Did he say he was going to speak to us?
yeah, that's what he said. He said he'd come talk to Tony on his own. So
Right,
I'm not being
okay.
in a room on my own with a fucking Catholics.
Fuck,
There's
yeah,
fucking no
fuck that,
chance.
lad. Oh, fuck that.
Fuck that shit, man.
We've heard the stories back on what priests do. It's fucking horrible, like.
Back me up, Eddie. Back me up.
I'll be there for you, lads. Don't worry. I'll hold your pocket.
I have a 4-foot personal space rule.
I mean, truth be told, Tony, I couldn't see you in a long choir robe.
I'm glad you can't.
Yeah, no.
Shit, I need to grab something to drink.
No, you're alright. He does, yeah. And we'll address that at some point. But yeah, no. Like I said, if you have anything to worry about, we'll let you know. I mean, Tony, is it that far fetched? Do you think that this priest might be trying to scare her out of Saint Denis so that she doesn't run a little soup kitchen?
I mean, I would be here Wednesday afternoons anyway, so I mean, I don't care where I am. If I'm in Tumbleweed, I'll
No, of
be
course,
back
but like,
here.
but of course, but like, do you think I'm wrong in saying that, Tony? Do you think that might be why he's saying this shit, like it out of Saint Denis or like whatever? I think it might be.
Imagine.
I mean, possibly. I'm sure he's done fucking worse.
Yeah.
The only thing with
No,
the priest, if he's so fucking close to the Italians, then you've got to take everything he says with a pinch of fucking salt and wonder why he's saying it, why he's trying to spin it to the way he is going to spin it, because he's always going to try and do it in a way that's going to benefit the Italians.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what he said. When I was there and I was asking him how many fucking Hail Marys it took to pay for the life of a 13-year-old girl, he's like, oh, no, there's no such thing as redemption for that, whatever. And I'm like, sure, that's what confession's for, but okay. He mentioned that there is retribution coming from the Italians. So I don't know if he's just talking out of both sides of his fucking face at this point or what, but he's, yeah.
Retribution
Retribution to
to
what?
who?
To who? The people that
The
snitched, or
Italians, no, the Italians.
From
yeah,
the Italians or to the Italians?
to the Italians.
To the Italians.
From
From
who?
who?
I don't know. I,
It
he
sounds like the
was,
pirates handed it over.
they did. They absolutely did. I had someone come to me last night with Rick and actually, hang on, I think I still have the book.
Smoking's gonna be the fucking death of me, lad. Can we read this for you, fat man? So you're gonna have to sit down in peace, so.
Well, it's too late to grab it.
You're
Seen
gonna...
something free, so I picked it up.
Alright.
No, yep.
Who the fuck is Tobias?
He is one of the pirates that went to take me to the place where I thought she was. The thing is, this person, Tobias, Marshall came to talk to me yesterday. The Marshall that's actually listed in the front of the book, I don't remember it now, starts with an M. She came to talk to me yesterday, and it sounds like he also talked to the marshals about the pirate's hand in Eli's death.
Right.
I don't know. He sounds like an angry old, man there and that, but yeah. My impression of my second trip to Libertalia was I don't think I'll be vacationing there anytime soon.
Right.
You can keep that if you need to. I don't mind. I have no use for it. It just reminds me over and over again that those people just handed her over after telling me that she was safe there and nothing would happen.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Just, like I said, I just wanted to make certain that I passed on what information I got from him. Well, if that book helps anything fill in any holes, I'll happily hand it over.
Yeah, well, I mean, around these parts, the slums specifically, the one thing that we don't really take kindly is people who obviously speak to law or poke and prod and put their nose where it don't belong, you know?
Understand that.
Um,
Which is why when
I
she
don't
came
know.
to talk to me,
Let me see what that
yeah,
is.
I had only heard that Eli was gone. I didn't know any other details.
Oh, look at that. I don't know. I mean, I have a question for you then, Tony. What do you make out of it? Like, in general, is overall, based on what she's told us.
Don't trust Catholic priests.
And that's the one.
Um,
It's a summarisation.
when a Catholic priest talks about kids, walk away. I mean, there's some real damning pieces of information written down in that fucking diary there by Tobias.
Yeah,
How well do you know Tobias?
I had just met him yesterday when the pirates volunteered to take me to where they thought she might have been.
What I don't understand is why would the pirates hand it over, implicating themselves, and then want to tell you where the body is?
I'll be honest, I thought that they were still decent people who cared about Eli. I was just wanting to know how the Italians got their hands on her. I got there, I was greeted by the king, and was told that they don't murder 13-year-old girls. I mean, sounds like they don't. It sounds like they just hand her over to be murdered. So, I told him that I had been told approximately where she was buried. And I asked if he knew on the mainland if there was a place that sounded like what I told him. He said yes, and he took me to the Elysian and into a cave system there. There was someone inside, and, well, it's in there. Tobias, I guess, was tasked with pulling me away so they could handle the person inside. And, yeah, they claimed they searched the cave and they left.
And do you know who that person was that's written about in the book in the cave?
I don't. I'd never seen the person before. Dark hair, beard, black clothes. I thought it was strange he was there as well. He didn't have a lantern, at least as far as I saw. So he was there in the dark, but I'd never recognized him.
Right. A lot of fucking information, a lot of weird fucking shit. I'm gonna sit down and eat and
Yeah.
thinking too hard makes me hungry, so I'm gonna go and fucking eat.
Right, mate. Right, okay. I'll give this book back to you because I have no use for it. It was given to you directly, so it wouldn't feel right. It's holding on to it. The way I look at it is just one thing I will say, right, is due to your connection with Bog, I don't know exactly how serious it is, but you have been seeing each other for a while. I'm not sure if he's yet to even have a conversation with you, but if you were to get married one day and you were to, you know, take that step, um, you would marry into this caravan, this community of ours, which means that there is a lot of responsibilities to come with that. Now I don't know if he's not spoken, if he's spoken to you about that yet, and I intend on having a conversation with him because it's necessary based on what I've been told here. Um, and due to your affiliation with him, due to the fact that you are connected in that regard, just you need to be extremely wary about yourself. And I mean, if something were to happen to you, then due to the fact that you work here, right, and I do like your faith, and due to the fact that you're connected to Bog, if something were to happen to you, then that's a different story entirely. You know what I mean? Then that is something that we would look into. You don't want to give any of these people a reason to come after you because you know so much. You know what I mean? So knowing,
Agreed that I'm, yeah, pretty much to play dumb, but knowing what the priest literally just handed me at her grave, he knows what he told me.
yeah. What I was gonna say was just be wary. Obviously, what you handed to you is what you handed to you, but just be wary because if people come for you, then it might be very different. You know what I mean? I'll be brutally honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
None of the lads really cared for Eli, obviously, because some of them had some other run-ins with her. I didn't really personally either, but you know, due to the fact that you were close with her, and I mean, Bog apparently was close with her, we you know, we sort of allowed it and put up with it because it brought you joy and I guess Bog, you know, um, but we'd never defend her. Now you it's a different story. I can't speak on behalf of the community, but if someone were to do something here in the slums, so they were to target you, due to the fact that you are one of my employees, and due to the fact that you're connected to Bog in the way you are connected, something might spark from that. Now, I'm not saying it will. It depends because we vote on things as a community, but you try to not get into shit and put yourself in harm's way or provoke anyone. It's different if you get targeted, you know what I mean? But just try to keep your hands clean, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not saying that if people do something to you, we will have your back because you're not a gypsy. But I mean, you're an employee, and if you and Bog were to take that further at that point, then we would back you fully. But until then, you know, you're just an employee and you're close with Bog. It's the same thing with me and Evelyn. You know what I mean? Like I know Evelyn quite well. We're quite close, but she's not, you know, a gypsy. She's not married. She doesn't know our ways. You know, she's separated from me and the way I live my life. You know, so
Understand.
it's something that you need to realize as well and know of. Has he had a conversation with you about the importance of how that works, or no?
Some. It was actually a
Right.
conversation we had last night before we laid down after looking for her
Okay.
for a while.
Okay.
We,
Well, I need to speak to him anyway because it needs to be reminded of what that entails. I think. Um, All I'm saying though is just take care of yourself and be careful. Don't put yourself at risk.
Of
Uh,
course.
don't provoke anyone you don't want to provoke. Obviously, defend yourself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If you have to, but don't go seeking trouble.
I won't. I know better.
Uh, like I said, my condolences. You know, I didn't realize that you were that close.
Thank you. It's,
So
it's. Yeah, thank you. And hopefully I can help or have helped or something. So I just didn't feel right not saying anything after he literally told me that he thinks there's a war coming and the marshals are coming and they're building an army of marshals and I don't know.
right, well, that fella's gonna run his mouth no matter what, and like Tony said, don't trust the police anywhere near you, especially when they talk about kids.
It's very true.
Um, like I said though, just take care of yourself. You know, I appreciate all the work, hard work, you know, that you put into the pub and the fact that you keep the place open, the fact that you run it. Um, and I appreciate some of the things that you've done for us, and I appreciate you obviously informing us and filling us in on things that we miss that might be of importance um, and crucial information. It's noticed and it's appreciated. Um, like I said though, I just want to make it clear, you know, where we so draw the line between gypsy, friend, associate, and
I understand, Eddie.
employee, and
It's okay.
those things.
I understand.
Yeah, yeah. It's just important because I'll be honest with you, every gypsy, right, should. Now, I know not everyone will, but every gypsy, right, if they get too close to someone or if they have an employee that works here, then they deserve to know what is what. Yes, so they um, know what to expect, so to say.
Mhm.
Would it be fair to just, you know, what's the word? Promise you things or give you guarantees and, you know, fill you with hope, essentially. If anything ever happens to you, though, in the slums, or anything ever happens to you here, or at any of our businesses or around the city as a whole, right?
Mhm.
You tell us. If anything happens to you in general and you manage to remember it, or if you come out of it alive, inform us if you can, because it'll, you know,
Of course.
it's good to know. Um, and I mean, like I said, due to the fact that you work at my establishment, you know, and due to the fact that people know that it's run by myself and I'm a gypsy and I'm with the gypsies, um, you could be put in harm's way because of that. Just, you know, as long as there's no expectation there that, you know, we will go out there and give it our all for you and just listen to you blindly, then that is it.
No, of course not. There's no reason to expect that.
Yeah. I don't think anyone should, to be honest. Even in our community, we don't. We tend to question each other and ask questions before we act anyway. Because if you use approach something when you're very headstrong, you'll make mistakes. So,
Yeah, I understand.
right. Well, I'm gonna go downstairs, sit down, grab some poke scratching, some pale ale, and I'm just gonna enjoy myself for a bit. I
All right.
appreciate you coming to us. If you see that priest, you can tell him that he can speak to us if he wants.
Okay.
Um, and to be honest, if he has anything that's related to us, you should tell him, you know, to bring it to us in the future.
Yeah, I will. That's mostly what I told him anyway. I told
Between
him
you
I
and me, I
couldn't.
don't appreciate this messenger bullshit. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
No, I agree, which is
Um,
why I said I don't have that kind of authority to go talking to Tony on his behalf. If he wants to talk to him, then he needs to talk to him.
Right. Well, I appreciate this anyway.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs now. See you in a bit.
All right.